Hello and welcome each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre, and joining me is Morganne Rayne, Adept visionary spiritual guide, ceremonialist, and artist. Hello, Morgan.
Good morning from the Pacific Northwest. It's an amazing day out here. We're totally fogged in. I
Um,
love these foggy, dense kind of mornings where you just want to go inside. You want to be inside. So I'm appreciating fall and all the offerings of fall. I was thinking about the leaves that are falling, and of course they're getting all over the place. But what a tremendous symbol of the power of letting go of what no longer belongs to you, right?
yeah,
So they so easily just drop those leaves, right? But if there's something wrong with the tree, it doesn't drop those leaves. And I've seen trees around there that do that. So that's an indication that there's something wrong with the tree. Same thing with a person. If you have not the capacity to let go, what's blocking you from letting that go? So I love the metaphor of fall and the ability of the leaves to just so easily let go what no longer belongs, and wait and wait in that dormant state, right? That there's nothing wrong in that dormant state. It's just a period of dormancy, and that's where it's recreating. And all those leaves that fell, they're turning into energy to feed the soil, to feed the bugs. And it's just like a whole cycle. And if we look at nature, you can really get a hint on creation for yourself, which we're going to talk about today. Creation,
yeah.
and then the opposite of the creation for me is manifestation, and we'll talk about that. So,
Okay,
anyway,
let's start then.
so we're all familiar with that word manifestation. It's a very popular buzzword in the new thought, new agey community, your ability to manifest or your inability to manifest. And when I look at what the ultimate result that people want when they're manifesting, really they're looking for a creation. They're looking for something to be added unto their lives that they don't currently have, right?
Yeah.
So when we're looking at manifestation, I look at it as man. That's the beginning part of manifestation. Manifestation, manufactured. See where we go. So it's all about the person, the being, trying to get what they need by their own physical prowess, by their own physicality, going out there and projecting themselves out into the world to create it out in the world. So, and there's nothing wrong with that, except that what we're learning and what I'm learning really deeply, and I've been learning this for about 40 years, was when I first heard that call to let go and let spirit create through me. And that can be a scary thing, because we live in a world where success and drive and reaching your goals and all that, and there's not one thing wrong with that. But if you leave out of the equation the true source of all that there is, man, you're creating from a very tiny little limited byway of what only man can offer, just that vision. And it's always a limited vision. It's always it's usually what you know from your past, right? It's like you can't grow from that. In the mornings, every Thursday morning, which is today, I trade in the stock market, but I trade in a group. And after we're done with our morning trades, there's a gentleman that comes on, Dr. Luis Ariaza, and he is so powerful. He's one of the greatest one humanitarian, but also living the principles of connecting to source. He's a multimillionaire. He knows how to do this. When he gets up before he trades, you know what he does? He gets up, he gives thanks. He starts gratitude. He starts churning that pump of creation, and gratitude is one of those ways to begin to prime that pump. And he begins to give thanks for all he has and all that is about to be given. So see, when you do that, you're like you're now opening up. You're not just living from, okay, what I got. Oh, I'm so grateful for this cool pen, or I'm so grateful. You begin to be grateful for what is now coming. So you begin to open your heart and your mind. Now we're stepping into creation. We're not stepping into man's world. We're stepping into God's world. We're stepping into Creator's world. Creator created all that there is, ever has been, and ever will be. So I think, even logically, well, that's a great place to start. Start with Creator. So manifestation, well, I'll go back to manifestation. Manifestation, you bump up against a lot of your limitations when you are just purely working in the manifestation consciousness. You bump up against what I don't have, what I can't do, where I came from, what people told me. It's all those limiting things. And like, you got vision boards and you got affirmations everywhere. I really don't have any of that around. I used to do vision boards. But I create every day. I create every moment. So a vision board became very limiting to me. So it's like, oh, I'll reach that. See, that's that goals, right? A vision board is goals. And it's a great place if you haven't done a vision board, and it's a good tool. It's just not my tool, because for me, it's a limitation in, like I set that in stone, right? Like, oh, I want that house. I want that car. I want that. When you live in the consciousness of creation, you live in an infinite expression and experience of creating, rather than that limited, lower consciousness base of creating. When you live in creation, you are surrendering to Creator to create through you. Manifestation is about using your own will, your own energy to try to make something happen. Creation is about connecting to source and planting your ideas in source. And that's that giving thanks. I give thanks for. You start the giving thanks, that primes that source pump, so that source goes, oh yeah, oh, and so it is. Okay, right? So remember, in the beginning of our before we push the record button, I said something. I said, I wouldn't be saying that if I were you, because the universe always says yes. Get me here. The universe always says yes.
Doesn't matter what you say, universe always says yes.
What you say and what you feel. Because you actually said, I feel, and I won't speak out what you said, but you said, I feel. Well, the feeling is the juice, right? Feeling is like the universe goes, they want this. They want more, not enoughness. They want more. I can't have, they want more sadness and, like people who say, I'm so sad and lonely. The universe says, okay, so it is. Sad and lonely, right? It can
Yeah.
only respond to what you put out. Now, when you become um, um, practiced in this, you become a resonant, a vibration, a frequency of that. Um, you know, coming on Earth is an interesting experience. um, we have we, especially right now, we live under like this on Earth, like there's a cap of what man can create, what man can do, what man can have, what, you know, there, it's like pervasive in our world. And you can see this because there's so much poverty and there's so much hunger, there's so much want, and there's so much need. And so there, that's that energy that's like holding that energy back. When there is a rare soul says, no way, I'm not doing that one, there's plenty. And I hang out with people that know that and live in that realm. And that's that association. When you begin to associate with people who not afraid of zeros, who are not afraid of, you know, growth, who's not afraid of becoming the very best you can be every day, not yesterday, but I'm my best today. And how do you get to best today? You're better than you were yesterday. You're living your best day today, and every day is your best day if you choose to do that. That's a consciousness thing. So my best days always start out with gratitude. So grateful. I get grateful for waking. Oh, I've shared this. When I wake up in the morning, I go, oh, I'm still here. Awesome. What are we going to do today? Right? Who can I be here for today? What can we do today? You know, it's like I get so excited about waking up because it's a brand new day to create and play and be more awake than yesterday, be more conscious than yesterday, see the magnificence of creator more every day, right? It's like, you know, we as humans, I used to do this exercise with people in classes I used to teach. I had them put their hands over their eyes like that, and they could only see out little tiny pieces. And I said, that's how you see the world. You can only see that little tiny bit there, but there's an infinite. It's like, ooh. Infinite creation possibilities. Infinite. And that would be just a good word for people to like just meditate on. What is infinite? What does that mean? So we got infinite, we got finite. Finite is, that's all there is. Infinite is, there's so much more. And every day there's so much more. There's so much more. And so if we live in that infinite creation flow where we become creators. I used to have a van when my kids were little. I was really in ministry a lot and speaking and teaching. And I had this van because I had kids and I had their friends with them most of the time. So I needed a van. So I got one of those personalized license plates, and it reflected where I was in my my growth. And the license plate said co-creator. So it was COCRE, the number 8 and R, co-creator. People love that. I get people honking, yay, co-creator, you know, it's like, and then it was, oh, actually, I'm creator. I'm creator. Yeah, at that time I was co-creator because I was getting my consciousness hooked up with creator and allowing creator to create through me. But the thing is, there is therefore I too am creator. We are all creators. We all create. Every day we create. Sometimes we miscreate. Have you ever heard it? we miscreate, and
I
that's when
think
you
we
get.
are, I think most of the people, including myself, are absolutely experts on miscreation.
Yes, so you can recreate the miscreation.
Yeah. It's just temporary sanity.
That's right. It's temporary insanity, and it's based on that temporary insanity are those words that you have spoken, the beliefs that you have developed. And remember, what I talk about beliefs in inherent in belief is a lie, right? It limits you to something, so it's not expansive. It's contractive, and those beliefs, those ideas, those we talked about vows and contracts last night. When in my work, I've worked with a lot of people that when you go back and you do some more regressive kinds of thing and look at past lives, I can't tell you how many people took vows of poverty, and those vows of poverty are still active within the soul matrix, the frequency of the soul matrix. It carries that story, it carries that vibration, it carries that frequency of the vow that was created. Could be 20 lifetimes ago. It doesn't matter. It could have been yesterday that you create a vow. It's like, so look at when things are not going in the expansive growth, healthy, grateful, opening, showing you the magnificent. If you're not experiencing that, I go back to, well, what do I really believe? What is trying to get my attention here? And a vow of poverty will be a thread of struggle through this existence for all of it, until one has the courage to say, I'm done with that. That was an old vow. I am done with that. I let that go into completion. It's done. And then create a new vow, right? I live one with source. I live in the flow of source. I live in prosperity, because source is prosperous because it has everything. Right? It's everything. Why not play in the everything realm? Right? So if we find we are struggling or scared and fear is a great way to shut off the source faucet, right? And then we just live in fear, because if you're in fear, you're not connected to source. You're not connected to the all. You're not connected to God. You're connected to the world of man and manifestation, and you're connected to the level of belief that you're at, and you're connected to not enoughness. You're connected to those things. So as we come into what we're calling this new age, this new golden age, it's really a time of humanity awakening to who they are, not who they have been told they are, or what they believe they are. It's beginning to awaken to who you truly are, that you're one with the divine, you're one with source. This morning, I decided to, I took out the map of consciousness. Pull it out here. Map of consciousness. We've worked with this before. right? You might
Yeah.
have a hard time seeing, right? So I was asking Source, well, okay, where do you want me to begin with today, right? Where would you like for me to begin? It took me right to the level of 540. 540 is the consciousness of joy. Joy. So when you're in joy, can you be in lack? It's not happening,
No.
because the joy frequency is like, wow, yeah, it's like it's a beautiful place to be. But that joy frequency, the God view in that is we are one. We are one. And when we know that we got Creator, we got God as oneness with us, how can we ever possibly go wrong? So it's like, but how do you get to that joy frequency, right? You can get through that to that frequency. And let me just go up the levels here. So you identify where you are. So we'll go down into the lower frequencies here, and some of those lower frequencies, of course, are shame, guilt, apathy. So if you find yourself way down in that, how do you get up to joy, right? Because if you're in shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, you are so disconnected from God. So it's kind of like on this, this is hard for me to show. If you are in this lower level of frequency where shame, blame, guilt, fear, anger, all that reside, you're disconnected from God. You're now living in man world. You're not living in God world. God world is up here. So where do we begin with God world? We come to a place of neutrality. We just come to that still point within us where there is no, it's not bad, it's not good, it's just a kind of an isness. You get to that neutrality of letting go. This is where letting go is so powerful. And then when you can get to neutrality, you get to this place called willingness. I'm willing. So then you're employing that solar plexus chakra where our personal will resides. But when you start moving up into this consciousness, you're now connecting to the will of the divine. It's intersecting with your own personal will, so that you're not using will in the lower dimensions. Will in the lower dimensions is all about that manifestation stuff. It's all about trying to get, trying to have, trying to, and it's usually trying. It's not, and a lot of times you can bump up and win, but it was so much effort, and there was so much anguish around it. But when you connect to source, you come into will. Now you're connecting to God's will for you. And what is God's will for you? What is source's will for you? Do you know?
Joy. Enjoy every day.
Joy every day. Our job here, the reason why we are here and why you do this kind of work that you do and why I do this, is to bring light and love. To bring light and love to people. And when you're in that light and love place, you can't help but be in joy, because people are responding to you in light and love. So coming from that solar plexus chakra connected to source, now you're using the will of the divine with your will, can move it. So that goes beyond belief. I love that. That goes beyond belief. And when we go beyond belief is when the magic happens, is when we get connected to source. And that's when things just start coming and they don't come in the ways that we think they should, right? They come in beautiful, unexpected ways, which I love that. Some people get scared about that, but but that's my norm. That's truly my norm on how to live. I don't, I think about, there's a scripture in the Bible where it says, I think it's in, it might be in Psalms, but it might be in Solomon too. But it's about, consider the lilies of the field. They do not toil and labor. They do not toil and neither do they labor, but the glory of God is their clothing, right? So it's like, whoa, if God can take care of the lilies of the field, I'm created in God's image. How much more is my blessing, right? I get at least what the lilies of the field have, right? So, okay, I got to go back. I got to go back. So last week, usually every day I'll like open up a book. Lately, it's been one of my Bibles. I have a bunch of Bibles because I was a Bible scholar for a long time, and I love that. It's a book of really great ideas, and it's a great book for history, right? And
But
it's a good road.
do you have actually original real Bibles, or you read those which is now this
The
already
translation.
changed and taking out and everything?
Well, those
Because
original
they,
Bibles are very difficult to find, but the one that I mostly go to is the Aramaic version. It's where it's been translated from Aramaic, which is the original language of Jesus. That was the language of Jesus, Aramaic. And so I studied from Lamsa's, it's called the Lamsa Bible, and it's the translation from Aramaic to English. So when you compare those two side by side, there's some vast differences in the translation, right? Because Aramaic is such a vibrant, metaphorical, rich language. But when you translate the Bible from Greek to English, you come from, Greek is not that rich. It's very logical. It's very, and then you translate to English, you get more of that. So you lose a lot in the it's again losing a lot in the translation. So a lot of times with the Bible, there's, in the King James version, you can use it as a pretty good roadmap, but you really got to tap into your knowing and glean from it what God wants you to know from that, not take it in a literal sense most of the time. And I do that with all, but okay. So, but last week, I opened up my Bible and I got the Song of Solomon. I love that book in the Bible. And the chapter verse that I came to was Solomon asking God for wisdom, because God had given Solomon this kingship, and Solomon was King David's son. And so King Solomon had some pretty big shoes to fill with David. King David's dad was a rock star king. And so Solomon had some big shoes to fill. And he saw the enormity, what he was given. I can't imagine being given a whole kingdom of people to rule, in those days, rule over, right? And what he asked God for was the wisdom to rule. And it was so powerful because Solomon asked for wisdom, God gave to him everything, right? So he went for the high thing, wisdom. He didn't go for, okay, I want you to make sure I have enough gold, I have, beautiful women. He didn't go for that. It was like, he went for the wisdom of God. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so I read that one day and I went, oh, that's cool. Well, the very next day, I did the same thing, and I opened up to Chronicles, random, exact same story in there about Solomon asking God for wisdom. and then all things were added unto Solomon. I go, wow, do you think I'm being directed in a way? And the way I'm being directed is tap into God's wisdom, not man's wisdom. Don't go after the gold. Don't go after the money. Don't go after that. All those things are added unto you when you stay anchored in source and you seek source's wisdom. So my morning is always, I'm still here. Okay, great. Who can I serve today? What can I do? What are we going to do today? And this is the wisdom part. Show me how. So I asked for the wisdom. Show me how. Because I get people who come to me and it's like, I wasn't trained to be where they are. I wasn't trained, but when I'm hooked into wisdom, it just, everything I need, all the training I need comes right on in. And when I open to that and I disseminate that, miracles happen, healing happens, consciousness. It's just, I just think about this one woman that I was working with yesterday, and it's like, I just have this one little thing, right? I just have this, everything's great, but I have just this one little thing. I go, oh, okay. So come to find out that one little thing was a big boulder, right? It's a big boulder. And where it came from was a total shock. And when we were done doing the work, and truly it was just, it was God working, that's for sure, that it was just like the whole block went away. It disappeared. She had freedom in her body. She had energy that she hadn't had before because the block had been exposed, she had been willing to let that go, right? And that was actually around an old contract. And then everything made sense. Then she could get connected. So that one little thing that we think is just a little thing may be the very thing that keeps us stuck in the working in the manifest realm. So manifestation, if we're looking at a thing to acquire, right? Say we want a new car. So you have the thought, okay, I want a new car. But now you're looking at cars, like cars, you're driving cars, you're looking at cars, you're seeing cars. But how different is it if you connected to source and said, I want a divine vehicle. I want you to show me what's right and perfect for me. Right. So when I got my last car, my car is actually kind of old, but I love my car. And I got my car this way. I needed to have a new car. And so I just was like, there were so many choices. I couldn't. And I just said, okay, source, lead me to my perfect car. Everything that would make me feel divine and beautiful and good. Like I kept it high up, everything that's going to make me feel prosperous and joyous. And I love it. And I have a good time. So that meant I didn't want a rattle trap. I don't want something with anything broken. I want something that's going to support my growth and my prosperity. And so I just started like with that consciousness, then started to look for my car. And it was like the second car that I found. It was magnificent. And it was less than a year old. But if I'd have bought that car new, it would have been about, I think it was like 50 something thousand brand new. But because I don't know why the person traded it in, but I'm getting a car that has like 12,000 miles on it for 30,000, right? And it was like, I mean, it's got everything. It's so, even still, people go, your car's so beautiful, right? My car's 15 years old, but it's so beautiful. And it has, when I get in my car, it's like, it's like, oh, and I can feel the energy of the beauty of it. So that's the difference from trying to manifest as opposed to being in the flow of creation, and just allow the flow of creation to show you and lead you. So I think that's about it. Have you got questions about that or comments?
I think many people actually has this mistake that want to create something for themselves what they imagine is the best for them, yeah, and they do not bring the universe or creator into it.
Right, they don't.
I want a beautiful car, and thank you for a beautiful car, but not asking universe what would be my the best car or my best place or something.
Exactly. We leave the infinite out of it, then we're dealing with limitation. And that's a good way to just think about it. If we leave God out of it, then we're dealing with limitation. And in limitation, it's inherent with disappointment. It's inherent with, not quite working out or any of that. I have a friend. I mean, she wants a relationship so bad. I mean, it's like, I want a relationship, and go, and that's what the universe is hearing you. You're going to always want a relationship. And she has. She wants, and I go, well, and so it is. You can want. She wants, and she's continuing to want, and she scours those dating sites, and she got herself into some pretty bad trouble in that consciousness of I want, and she got taken advantage of really bad. And in having a conversation with her, I go, why don't you allow yourself to connect to Source, and Source show you what is the highest and best for you in relationship? But that's too big, right? And she goes, well, I don't want to be alone. I go,
you will be alone.
Exactly. Because she says it out of that fear place. I don't want to be alone.
I don't want. And universe not going to recognize I don't want.
Exactly. It doesn't hear
so
don't.
It is.
That's right. So it is. Right? I don't want a relationship. Okay. She still don't want a relationship. It's like, it's phenomenal if you sit and you think about all the things, you want to create and do. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and a few weeks ago, I'd been up at the lake house, go up there to just paint and create. Right. And I wanted to create a spider web, because I have this thing about, it's getting around Halloween. And many years ago, when I was the youth minister for a church for several years, every Halloween I would dress up like Iktomi, who is grandmother spider. And the history of Iktomi is the weaver of the manifest universe. Right. So now I'm teaching from Iktomi as the weaver of the manifest universe. And so I was thinking, oh, it's getting close to Halloween. I think I'm going to paint a spider web for Iktomi. Well, I was painting it from, I want to create this. I want to do this. I'm going to do, right? I tried 3 times. Every time was a flippin' mess. It was like, it was not, and I skills. And none of those skills were showing up. It was like, and each time I tried, it got worse. And I finally scraped all the paint. I said, I'm done. I can't do that. I'm not. So when I woke up in the morning, all of a sudden it's like after I went, oh, I'm still here. All of a sudden, whoosh, I got downloaded with how to paint what I wanted to paint. Literally, I got calculations for the paint formula. I got the technique to use. I got, it's like, and go, oh, I never thought of that. It was like, and I kept saying, I never thought of that. Wow. And then I got into, see, now you're in creation, right? It's like, you're not dealing with what you know, you're opening to a total new way of doing it. And me and Source created the most beautiful painting that clearly a spider web. And it's like, wow. Right. But I followed guidance. I didn't follow Morganne level. I followed guidance. I surrendered Morganne to something bigger. So you can use it for anything.
That's exactly what I doing when I'm working with every client. Before session, I literally meditating, and asking universe to support me, to support and help this client, So not I'm working with the client, it's actually Source energy is working with the client. And I find,
and I'm going to clarify I'm going to clarify that even. You are allowing yourself to be connected to Source, working through you and as you, not just through you, but as you. What if you are Source? What if you are Source?
That's large. That's quite large. So
it is quite large, but it takes a bigger thought, right? That I bet that thought is not in your paradigm of belief, right?
Because that's larger than I thought about. Universe, Source is working through me, supporting me and working through me to do this, but I never thought that I'm actually the Source. I'm the one. So,
and see how hard that is even to say, right?
Sort of, yeah.
Right?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, because we weren't taught that. We came into a limited experience of manifestation, and our people, I call them our people. All humanity is our people. You look at the dynamics of what's going on. There's oppressors and there's victims. There's oppressors and there's victims, right? Most of them are victims. And when we don't have, and when there's not enough, then we're a victim to this world. But if you don't live in this world consciously, if you live in Source, you're living in the ether world. You're living in the higher, you're living in the map of consciousness, where you're moving into Christ consciousness, where you're moving into beauty, and where there's just no words for how amazing it is or great it is. Just no word. That's ineffable. That's a consciousness of it's also a matter of fact. It's if you think about it, it just is. God just is. Someone told me a long time ago, they said my life sucks. I go, whoa, that's a pretty big statement. Okay, and so it is. No, you don't understand. My life sucks. I go, okay, so it is. No, you don't understand. I don't want it to suck. I'll go, oh, I thought you were just declaring to me what you wanted. My life. And it's like, when you, how about, what would you prefer? If your life didn't suck, what's possible? What's another possibility of an unsucky life? How about a good life? How about a prosperous life? How about a grateful life? See how you start lifting it. And then it's like you start, because there's good, gratitude. You can start lifting your energy up into that higher realm, and then we'll get to joy. I mean, that's joy seemed to be the theme for today. It was like,
yeah,
what will it take to bring joy, right? What thoughts will bring you to joy? What feelings will bring you to joy? What experiences will bring you to joy? So so consciousness, so creation, being in that creator flow as creator. That's why I went from co-creator, which that's what I work, right, to creator. I am creator. We are all creator. We were made in the image and likeness of creator, but we don't remember. We that veil of forgetfulness is, forget, but we're waking up. There are a lot of people waking up and remembering, oh my God, I'm creator. I'm the one, right? So when we get to that place, when we have that consciousness, your world becomes it becomes magical. And, I don't know too many people who don't really love magic, don't love, wow, guess what happened to me today, right? I love living in that realm. And some people go, well, that's kind of a realm of uncertainty. I go, to me, man's realm is a place of uncertainty, oppression, victimhood, not enoughness. I go, I don't want to live there. I want to live in this higher realm of being connected to source.
Do we today have some of our guided meditations?
Oh, yes, let's do something. I don't know what it'll be, but here we go, right? Let's get in alignment. Here we go. Okay. I invite everyone to just close your eyes, because it's so infinitely better to shut out the world and not look at the world of limitation, the world of the manifest. The world of the manifest has already been created. There's nothing new in that manifestation. So by closing our eyes and taking a deep breath in, and then on the out breath, release and let go all tension and fear. Just let it go and allow that body temple to become soft and relaxed. And take another breath in, welcoming it into your body. See, we're breathing from the invisible, and we let out all those invisible restrictions that have lived in us that we can't see, but we know are there. And when we take another breath, breathe in, remembering, wow, I'm breathing in air. I can't see it. I can't really touch it or hold it or put it in my lap or drive it, but it's there, and it's there for my good. It's there for my life. Take that breath in. And let that breath just fill up your entire body temple, all the way down to your feet. And then let that breath go. And now find your own natural breathing rhythm. But every time you breathe right now during this meditation, allow that breath to be the breath of the divine, of that which you can't see, but you know you're taking in and you're utilizing. You're breathing from that invisible realm of life. And so just find your own natural breathing rhythm, but with that consciousness, I'm breathing in the life. I'm breathing in the love. I'm breathing in God. I'm breathing in Creator. And just find that place. And just allow yourself to come into a very stable position within your body as you breathe that in, allowing your feet to be anchored on the floor where you feel the bottom of your feet. And you know that you're in the manifest realm as you feel this. And there's nothing wrong with the manifest realm. It's the creating from the manifest realm that is the limitation. So in this moment, let us commit to just, for right now, to suspend the need to have, to suspend needs altogether, to suspend I want. And just look in your life where you might say those things to yourself. I want, I need. And even look at the areas where you might say or think, I can't have that. I don't know that. And just bringing awareness to your thoughts and to your feelings and to your beliefs. And as you just bring awareness to that, this is just the place of where you're just becoming conscious of what you think and believe in this manifest realm. But I ask each and every one of us if you have the courage to think a new thought, have the courage to feel a new feeling. And just like we breathe in something that's invisible, we do it unconsciously. So too is Source. Source is all that there is. Source is all that has ever been. Source is all that will ever be. And Source is that ether, that invisible essence that we breathe in and brings life to our body. And if you don't believe that, try not breathing. Try just saying, oh, I cut myself off from Source. I'm not going to breathe anymore. And we'll see how well you do with that one. Just suspend having to make it happen. And as we just become aware of the limitations of our beliefs and our thoughts, let's begin to entertain a new thought. Well, what if? What else is possible? If this isn't working for me, what else is possible? Is it possible for me to have all I need to live happily and joyously and creatively? Is that a possibility? What else is possible? Is it possible for me to be wholly healthy and well and vibrant and alive? What else is possible? Is it possible for me to have as much money and possessions as I need that satisfy my desires to travel and experience beautiful experiences with my family and my friends? What else is possible? So when we begin to live in that what else is possible, we begin to tap into creator, our creator selves. And what else is possible? I can create through creator. I can create and allow creator to be the conduit through which I create. Another thought, I am creator. I am, because I'm made in the image and the likeness of creator. Therefore, that which creator is, I am. I have infinite possibilities. What else is possible? What else is possible here? Allow yourself to adopt that thought. What else is possible here? If you're feeling like you're stuck in the manifest realm, then ask yourself, well, what else is possible here? To lift yourself up, because we were not created to be in those lower dimensionalities. We were here to bring light and love and creation to our world, and do it consciously so that we're bringing more light, more love, more plenty, more goodness. What else is possible? And so we begin to train our thinking mind. We begin to increase our own possibilities for creation. We begin to live this, what some may call a charmed existence, because it seems as though things come from nowhere, and which they do. They come not only from nowhere, they come from everywhere. And what else is possible? Is joy possible? Joy. Do you deserve joy? Be in that consciousness of I deserve, I am. It's not even about deservability. It's not about worthiness, because joy just is. Love just is. Goodness just is. Our job is to tap into that, accept it as our own. Oh, I am in vibration and frequency with joy. Wear that, tap into it, feel it. Let's do that right now. Open your heart to joy. Every one of us has experienced joy, maybe even briefly, but you know what it feels like. Tap into that. Allow the joy frequency to stimulate your brain. Activate the synapses. Everything's connecting to joy. Activate your third eye in joy, so that you begin to see in the ether realms joy experiences. Allow joy to come into your mouth and into your throat, so that the words that you speak and resonate come out with joy, so that when you are speaking those joy frequencies, they land upon every ear that can hear. Allow joy into your heart, so that your heart, as it does its amazing, beautiful mechanical thing, it pumps blood through all your veins and courses throughout your body. Let joy in there, so that joy is now moving through your veins. Joy becomes what your body temple is. You become a joyous being. Allow joy to come in your heart. And now allow joy to come into your solar plexus, the seat of your will. So when you have joy, you're bringing the divine will into your own will, and you're operating out of creator will, God's will. And God's will for you is so beautiful. So amazing. So God just wants to give its best to you, but it cannot if you do not allow that frequency. So this joy frequency will begin to heal all those limitations and those limiting beliefs. Allow joy into your solar plexus. And just breathe into that, aligning God's will with your own will. Letting go of the little will, the little things, and expanding your will into God's will. And just beautiful breaths into that. And then we move into the sacral chakra, and that's all about creativity. Breathe that joy into your sacral chakra, bringing joy to your creations, activating your sacral chakra, your power to create. What else is possible? Plant that seed in here. What else is possible in the creation? And then bring your joy factor down to your root chakra. And yes, that is your connection to this third dimensional planet Earth, because we are here. We are here, and we're here for a divine and holy purpose. We're not here to be miserable and poor and sick. That's not how we were created. So we can free ourselves from that by going, what else is possible here on planet Earth for me to be? I live in joy. My physical being resonates with joy. I attract joy. I give out joy. I am joy. And as we just become this resonant frequency of joy from, our base chakra to our crown chakra, we're just in a frequency of a joy frequency. And therefore, joyous experiences will just naturally unfold because we attract that. It comes to us. We can't attract anything other than what our frequency is putting out. What else is possible? Take a breath in. And just let it go. Bring to your mind and your heart and your whole beingness the thought, what else is possible? Smile, feel joy, take a breath in, and let it go. And so as we have done this beautiful work of attuning our energy centers into a frequency of joy, I give thanks. I give thanks that Creator has shown me and shown all of us how to live in what else is possible, how to live in joy and abundance and goodness. I'm so grateful to awaken and remember. I'm so grateful for the capacity to release and let go what does not even belong to me, to release and let go old covenants, old vows, old lies, old belief system, the old me. I can release all of that because what's possible is for me to live in the divine. So I'm so grateful for remembering. And as we remember, we are remembering to source, coming into union. And so out of this gratitude for this, I wish all of us a beautiful, prosperous, what else is possible life. I give thanks for that. And so it is.
And we back.
Throat chakra.
And we back. Thank you, Morganne, for another beautiful meditation. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Is there anything else you want to say?
What else is possible?
What else is possible? And on that note, thank you everybody for watching. If you like our show, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because we have many more great videos in store and many more new people to meet. And next week we coming up very great show. We both are, Morganne and I are very excited, because on Tuesday we will be joined by Alicia Ann Kingley.
Yep.
So we will be joined by Alicia Ann Kingley, and it will be show to really watch out for.
It really will, because that is a woman who lives in what else is possible.
Yeah, exactly.
She lives it, and especially in the realm of prosperity. The girl's got it happening. And so you want to associate with people who got it happening, because you get into the energetic and vibratory field. So don't miss that.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely don't miss out next Tuesday. It will be again 5:30 GMT time. So please join us. You can be able to ask questions. So please come. We both excited. So thank you very much for watching, and God bless.